Elias was a cartographer. A strange one. Unlike others who charted coastlines and mountain ranges, he mapped places no one had ever been. His maps were of lands that existed only in his imagination, vast islands, sprawling kingdoms, and uncharted worlds. But there was something even more remarkable about Elias: he was blind. Born without sight, Elias grew up relying on his other senses to navigate the world. Where others saw landscapes, he felt them in his heart. His hands, guided by a mysterious intuition, would glide across parchment, creating maps that were breathtakingly detailed. People often marveled at his work. "How can you map a world you can't even see?" they would ask, half in awe, half in disbelief. Elias would smile softly and reply, "I don't need eyes to see. These places live inside me." One evening, Elias sat at his desk, his hands resting on a fresh sheet of parchment. He felt a strange pull in his chest, as though something, or someone, was calling to him. Picking up his quill, he began to draw. His hands moved as if they had a will of their own, sketching forests with trees so tall they touched the clouds, rivers that shimmered like liquid silver, and a castle perched on a cliff overlooking a stormy sea. For hours, Elias worked, utterly absorbed. When he was finished, he ran his fingers over the map, feeling the ridges of the ink. He traced the name he had written at the bottom, Aerithia. The moment he set the map aside, something incredible happened. The air in the room grew warm, and a faint golden light began to emanate from the map. It shimmered, lifting off the table and hovering in the air. Elias gasped, reaching out, but before he could touch it, the map folded in on itself and vanished, leaving the room silent and dark. Elias sat in stunned silence, his hand still outstretched. What just happened? He whispered to the empty room. The next morning, the village was in an uproar. A new island had appeared off the coast, an island no one had ever seen before. The fishermen were the first to notice it, their nets snagging on reefs that hadn't existed the day before. By dawn, a crowd had gathered at the shore, pointing and murmuring in disbelief. "It wasn't there yesterday," one man said. "It's magical," another whispered. Elias, hearing the commotion, made his way to the docks. "What does it look like?" he asked a traveler. "It's hard to describe," the man replied. "There's a castle on a cliff, rivers that shine like silver, and forests so green they almost glow." Elias froze. His heart pounded in his chest. "Aerithia," he breathed. Unable to resist, Elias joined an expedition to the island. As their small boat approached, he could feel the presence of the land as if it were alive. When they finally stepped ashore, Elias felt the soft sand beneath his feet, the cool breeze on his face, and the hum of something ancient and powerful in the air. The island was exactly as he had imagined it. The rivers, the forests, the castle, it was all there, just as it had been on his map. But it wasn't just beautiful, it was strange. The trees seemed to whisper in a language no one could understand, and the rivers sang soft, haunting melodies. In the heart of the island, they found a stone altar etched with markings. Elias ran his fingers over the carvings and gasped. It was his map, every detail etched into the stone as though it had been there for centuries. "This is impossible," one of the explorers murmured. "How could you have known?" Before Elias could answer, the ground beneath them rumbled, and a deep, resonant voice filled the air. "Elias," it said, "you are the dreamer." The group froze, their eyes wide with fear and wonder. But Elias stepped forward, his hands trembling. Who are you?" he asked. "I am the keeper of worlds," the voice replied. "The lands you create are not mere fantasies. They are echoes of realities, waiting to be born. Your gift allows you to bring these worlds to life." Elias's knees felt weak. "But I'm blind," he said. "How can I create what I've never seen?" The voice softened. "You see with your heart, Elias. Your blindness is not a limitation, it is your strength. It frees you to imagine without boundaries, to dream without limits. And now, the worlds you have dreamed are real, waiting for you and others to explore." From that moment, Elias's life changed forever. Word of the magical island spread, and people came from all over to see it. But Aerithia was just the beginning. With every new map Elias created, another world was born, lands filled with wonder, mystery, and adventure. Elias, the blind cartographer, became a legend. Not because of the maps he drew, but because he taught the world a powerful truth: the greatest vision comes not from the eyes, but from the soul. Moral of this story: True vision does not come from sight but from imagination, intuition, and the courage to believe in the unseen. Limitations can become strengths when embraced, and dreams have the power to shape reality.